how do you make a stubborn person not be stubborn anymore, right? Well, the first rule of life in general is we can't make anybody else do anything. Parents all over the world who want their children to do good things, eat their spinach, eat their broccoli, even something as simple and easy, and even when that person is the child. Nonetheless, parents everywhere know how difficult it is to get that child to take even one bite. And you find yourself saying, okay, fine, don't finish the whole thing, just 3 bites. Okay, fine, just 2 bites. Oh, just half a bite, and I'll be happy. So when we can't even make our own child swallow a spoonful of spinach if he or she doesn't want to, we have to realize that we can never make another person. The very best that we ever get is what I call behavior modification, which means, let's say he and I are best friends, or he and I are married, or he and I are business partners. But in any case, we have a very close relationship. And I'm very dictatorial. I'm like a dictator. I always say to him, don't do this, don't do that, this bothers me, that bothers me. The best I could get, if he's a gentle, kind, considerate, easygoing man, is he realizes that my peace is more important than whatever he was doing. And so he goes along with it. But he hasn't actually changed on the inside. I'm going to give you an example. When I was young, my mother was on a diet. Not so much to lose weight, but just to be very healthy. No sugar, nothing bad. My dad, in general, is very healthy, but occasionally, when he's on vacation, likes to have sweets. My mother's problem was, if there were sweets in front of her, she would eat them. And so she went on a diet, and that put the whole family on a no sugar policy. So one night we were out to dinner. I was young, and we were out to dinner, and we were on holiday, and my dad had ordered an ice cream sundae for dessert. And he was really looking forward to eating it, and it had all this chocolate sauce on top of it, and it comes. And he takes 1 spoon of it, and my mother takes 1 spoon of it. And then I guess my mother decided she'd had enough. And so she takes a glass of water and pours the glass of water on top of my dad's ice cream sundae, so that she wouldn't be tempted to eat anymore. Now, the reason I tell you this story is, my dad is a very kind, very gentle, very easygoing, very adaptable man. And he decided that my mother's happiness and peace was more important than his wish to eat desserts. So he let go of the ice cream sundae and didn't order any more desserts. But he didn't change on the inside. It wasn't that he stopped enjoying them. If he and I were out alone, he'd order them. And I share that with you because the very best we can get from another person is that they act a little bit differently just to maintain peace. But that's not really what we want. What we want is that they should change from the inside. And that you can never do. And so in our efforts to get them to change on the inside, what we actually do is make them more stubborn. On the outside, it may look like they're doing what we want. But all that's happened is we've made a very big chasm, a big gap, between their outside and their inside. And that's not what we want in our relationships. So we can never make someone stop being stubborn. All we can do is stop reacting to their stubbornness. if someone acts in a stubborn way, and I react, and I tell them, don't be so stubborn, or I get mad, or I get hurt, all that does is make them more stubborn. Nobody ever wants to feel like they've done something wrong, that they're the reason you're angry, or they're the reason you're hurt, or they're the wrong person. Nobody ever feels like that. So if here you are angry or crying or yelling at them or telling them that they're wrong, all it does is solidify inside them what they already thought and turns them more against you. If not on the outside, at least on the inside. The only person we can ever change is ourselves. There are a few types of people in the world. One, we don't have to have anything to do with them. So if the lady at the supermarket who checks me out is stubborn and I don't like her, I can choose a different supermarket. Or at least a different checkout lady. I never have to see that lady again. Then we have people whom we have to be with. Our bosses. Our family members by blood. We can't change them. The blood family members of someone we've married by choice. People who are in our lives, not by our choice, but sort of by our destiny, you can say. And then we have people we've chosen to be. Our friends, our spouses. In all of those circumstances, we have to make the best of a package deal. Every relationship is a package deal. There are some things that are wonderful about this person, better than anybody else that you can imagine. And then some things that if you could trade them in and exchange them for something else, you would do it. But unfortunately, we don't get to do that. Our relationships are a package. And in most cases, they're a package that it's important to us to keep. And it's not like a car where you can say, I love the car, but the carburetor doesn't work. I need a new carburetor. Or the car is perfect, but I want a new gearbox. We can't do that. And so as long as this relationship is important in our life, we have to accept it as a package. And what that means is changing ourselves. If the gearbox doesn't work so well, we have to shift gears more carefully. We have to change how we drive. If we can't return that gearbox, our only choice is, can I learn how to shift gears more carefully, more slowly? Can I learn to drive only in second gear? We have to figure out how to adapt. And so if someone in your life is stubborn, the question becomes, how can I adapt to their stubbornness? And what you're going to find, interestingly, is you're in a lot more peace. And miraculously, in most cases, they actually become less stubborn. We never realize the impact of what we do on how somebody responds. We always think it's just that person. We don't realize how we have instigated the situation or contributed to the situation. So the moment you step back, you'll find amazingly that their behavior actually changes. Whereas with all the pushing and pulling in the world, their behavior won't change.